Hey guys, Kai here. And today I'm going to talk shop. One of my main grinds is, well, right now it's the politics. And I noticed Kendra mentioning that one of her favorite YouTube stars, BridgetteWest, had recently switched from being a Bernie fan to a Hillary Clinton fan. And the first thing I'll say, I'm just keeping it honest, I am not a Clinton fan. Wasn't a real big fan of Mr. Saxophone Player. Or now his wife is trying to do it. Now, as history shows, Hillary Clinton, her first foray into politics was years ago during what is known as the Watergate scandal. Now, during this time, Watergate was this motel, and apparently some dirty dealings in the government had gone down in this building, and I can't really remember what my history teacher told me about this so long ago. I later found out that one of the lawyers that was working with the side doing the dirty dealings was one Hillary Rodham Clinton. Very young and still not bright, apparently. And then, as years go by, here comes her husband. He comes up through office and gets into and becomes president. And yet another scandal comes about. Monica, dear Monica. Sorry, my eczema's burning me today. And sure, she sticks by her husband. Doesn't want to seem weak as far as I'm concerned. That's the way she works. Gotta stay her course. And then years later you have, and this is the one solid reason I will never vote for her, namely, was as I've said on this channel before, I am ex-military. I am a disabled veteran. And you look at the one biggest blemish, other than 9/11, of course, on the U.S. is Benghazi. Here was a U.S. embassy with active Marine deployment, a small contingent, but an active Marine deployment, and they had actionable intel that said that they were going to be attacked. And they did the first thing they thought possible, call help, get more Marines here. And someone sat on this intelligence until after it had gone down. It was a blip on the media radar. It wasn't a blip for us veterans that felt the backlash, the pain of lost brothers and sisters. Because somebody didn't want to do anything. Oh, just let it happen. Who cares? Yeah, if I remember right. That's how Vietnam and Korea started. Too bad, though. Honestly, from the way she acts and, the storytelling of having secret accounts, makes more money than she should, things of that nature that float around Facebook that I read from time to time, I'm not voting for her. But hey, that's my own personal view. I will not push my view of voting for Donald Trump that I've said I was going to vote for him for decades. Even before Obama, I was like, you know what? I wish Donald Trump would run for president. He could he's a businessman. He knows how to run a business. He's got a few of them. Everybody watches him on TV running business. And right now, the government, it should be run like a business. The higher-ups are not doing what the lower, well, the way the government, as far as I see it, should run is the people that make the votes to put these people in office should be the top of the chain, because we're the ones basically working to make their way and give them this ability to have such a lavish life and not be in the pockets of those big companies, which, heck, if people actually looked at the way the world is run, it's no longer big corporations. Sure, hey, look, there's a Burger King and a Starbucks and a blah and a blah and a blah. Well, if you actually look at those, that Burger King, Starbucks, McDonald's, Dennys, okay, for example, here in Tillamook County, here in Tillamook, the main places to eat as far as fast food are Burger King, McDonald's, Subway. They added a Taco Del Mar. Then you have sit-down restaurants such as Dennys. You have the Fern, which has better food than Dennys as far as I'm concerned, because the Fern's been around a lot longer. If you actually look at franchise ownerships, Dennys, Subway, Taco Del Mar, they're all owned by the same person. It's no longer, big number 1% corporations. No. If you have a problem with a corporation, with a franchise, you have to talk to the owner of the franchise. There's no real corporate above them. It's like another small grinds my gears corporation is that of the Center Markets. I worked there for a short time. I couldn't take it because of my feet. But what ground my gears is I was hired, and boom, 40-hour week. I was like, all right, I'm gonna work this until I just can't. And it wasn't just the pain that made me want to leave. It was the fact that they hired a new manager. 3 days later, had just as much experience working retail as I did. He got to be hired manager. Basically got a free house out of the deal to live in, right across the street from the store. And then instant 5 12-hour days in the week. Bam. Well, wait. This guy's got no experience. Why was he hired? Racial inequality. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I don't speak that language. I don't have that color skin. Nobody's going to say it, but hey, that's the way it looks from my point of view. You go into any Center Market in the state of Oregon, because apparently it's a localized thing, and 9 times out of 10, unless you're in there really early or really late, you're going to see a Hindi. And you know what? They're Americans too. I don't fault any of them. They're doing just what the American dream. The managers that used to run this store, they ran it for so long, sold a house, and bought a store of their own. Completely from the outside look, bought their own store. It's now over in the city of Grand Ronde. It's called the American Market. Personal inside joke. It's called the American Market, run by people who are not Native American, who are actually not the kind of right kind of Indian living in an Indian town named under American Market. But hey, they've made it work. They bought the whole building, apartments above, store, junk pawn shop here, and a laundromat over here, and they're making it work. Which is the American dream. Being able to start from nothing, work your way up, and become an owner of a business. So, I see no problems with anybody and anything. So yeah, to those people that are getting ready to vote for Hillary Clinton, that haven't really done the history lesson and looked through the past of her dealings, and people say, oh, she's done this and this. It's all, political humdrummery, shenanigans, or not such whatnot. If you really want to see how I personally believe that the United States will be run if Hillary is in office, go on Google and look for the movie. It's Nazis on the Moon. Red something or something like that. And it's basically the American people, after sending a African American to the moon to do some kind of, publicity stunt years in the future, they find that the Nazis never disappeared. They went to the moon and have been living there, practicing their regime ever since. Same level of technology, hasn't changed. And the first thing they do is like, hey, there's this colored guy. Well, we're going to whitewash him and then send him back to Earth. Of course, then he shows back up in Harlem or something. Nobody believes he's white, that he's not white. Although it looks like they just took some white cream over and barely did it. But the biggest thing is here's this woman president, and she basically goes to war with the Nazis, and then finds out there's this very sought after fuel in this movie called Helium III. She finds out there's Helium III on the moon in great supplies, and decides to go to war with the entire planet just so she can stake claim on the moon, and it's all hers, and screw everybody else, destroy them, I don't care. And looking at Hillary's track record, that's what I'm afraid is going to happen to the U.S. if she is president, is she's going to make some side deal with some third world country, or we're going to, all big in the media is Syrian refugees. Well, keep reading, folks, because there's some places where those same Syrian refugees... I saw this article where this refugee was given a brand new house in an apartment complex, and the first thing he did is go through, and this is some high-end furniture and such, just starts throwing it out this third-story window out in the street. Every last bit of it, just throwing it all out. And then turn around and demanding that he wants new furniture in his own style. So I ask you folks, make your own decision. Do the research on all the candidates and make your own choices. And honestly, Mr. Trump, if you happen to be watching this, go for it. Your running mate should be Bill Gates. Big business, big computers. Microsoft all the way. Dump the crapple. I just realized that. If you do 2 thumbs down and an in, hey, it's Microsoft. Down with Apple, up with Microsoft. It's a win. Microsoft equals win, crapple equals loss. Oh, wait. Apple down, Microsoft... Oh, I guess that makes... Oh, never mind. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I got another video that'll be uploaded in a little while. It's, where me and Kendra, we play some Shell Shock Juggernaut. And just remember, folks, Hillary Clinton is not the juggernaut that you want in your corner.